What's up, guys? Pete here. This is our 2016 Sprinter van. It's a 144 wheelbase, two-wheel drive. Use it for mostly moto, general travel, adventures, mountain biking, that sort of thing. So me and my wife built this about 4 years ago. To give you a little background, we bought our Sprinter used with about 19,000 miles on it, and it was only about a year old. It originally was a cargo van, so it had no windows and the inside was just completely empty. It was the perfect blank canvas, though, to start building out our dream van into what it is today. The majority of the build took us about 7 months and probably close to 1,000 of my own man hours to complete. But other than the upholstery on the cushions and window covers, I built this van 100% myself with the help of my awesome wife, Anna, of course. We wanted our own custom van for traveling and adventures, and in the end, we're really stoked how it all came together. Alright, we will start the tour with a quick look at the outside. As you see on the front here, we've got some off-road lights that help for finding camp and going down dark roads at night. These lights are amazing. These things are bright as hell. This is just a little bracket off of Amazon. It basically just houses the lights. Color is Tannerite, and we got 17-inch all-terrain Nittos on methods. And yeah, we put windows in on each side, the crew windows. On the back, I put a ladder. We've got a little shovel. This is a propane tank that we use for our outdoor fire pit. I'll do another video on that, but I've talked about that on my blog. And yeah, we took the factory step bumper off and put a hitch on with this nice sturdy step that comes out. So let's open this thing up, show you what it looks like. All right, and here it is. As you can see, we've got a bed in the back that also doubles as a dinette. Up in the front, we got the galley. We've got plenty of L-track throughout on the walls and on the floor. And that is a platform bed. I'll get into that later. Let's take a little quick look at the back doors here. Back doors, we got more L-track that comes in handy for hanging jackets and jerseys and whatnot. I've got these cargo nets that I made myself for the back doors, all kinds of things like hammocks and shoes and straps and window cover. Over here we've got our portable shower enclosure, also another video to come, but I'll touch base really quick on how that works. And then again, yeah, more L-track. We got speakers and lights, don't really use them too much, but I had to put them in. At the back here we've got an outdoor shower. We've got a switch with our water gauge and a mixer valve here, hot and cold water, and then we just kind of put our hose up wherever. And yeah, it's a good way to hose your bikes off, take an outdoor shower if you want. This is our water fill, and let's see what else. Walk around and go in the side door here. So as you see when you come in, we've got our kitchen. We got our kitchen slash bathroom sink, hot and cold water. This pulls out 6 feet, and we also have another hose that attaches to that for a shower head. And like I said, I'll get into that later. But for now, in the galley, we've got storage, a couple drawers here. We use that one for kitchen, that one for bathroom. The sink drains down into a portable 5-gallon gray tank. We use the biodegradable soap, so we're not being jerks to the environment. Take my sunglasses off here. Countertop is just a tabletop from IKEA that I epoxied. It turned out great and worked awesome for well, it still works awesome, but it looks like crap now. After a couple summers in the Vegas heat, this, as you can see, kind of discolored. It's not really white anymore, so that's on the list of projects to redo. This is our 12-volt fridge. Works awesome. It's super big. We have yeah, a little freezer, just big enough for some ice, keep your whiskey cold, or some ice cream. And got like a little deli tray, whatever you call that, crisper. But yeah, it's a pretty good size fridge, and it I think it pulls about 3 to 4 amps on average. Doesn't use too much power. Works really good. So above the galley we have a little overhead cabinet that I built here. That is a place for mostly our food, paper plates, snacks, that sort of thing. Got an inverter switch up here and a solar disconnect switch, which those don't get used very often. If we're using the inverter, we just usually leave it on. It doesn't draw too much. And then over here is kind of our electrical panel. That is our water pump switch, galley lights for under here. These 4 switches aren't even used yet. I just pre-wired them up to the ceiling, or to the roof rather, for like camp lights when we build a roof rack. Still haven't done that yet, one of these days. Yeah, I said solar controller, battery monitor. This is our what is this? It's a stereo. This is a stereo that we use that rarely gets used. Got our speakers here and the ones in the doors that I showed you. There's a subwoofer in the wall behind the galley here with an amplifier, so we don't really use it too much. We tend to use like a Bluetooth speaker when we're out camping, so we're not too obnoxious. I don't like people with loud music, so I try to return that favor. Moving to the front, I built a headliner shelf that kind of holds all of our random stuff like bedding and towels and that kind of thing. The front 2 seats swivel. And as does the driver's seat. Also has a swivel. Alright, as you can see, there is the 2 front seats swiveled around. Really opens up the front of the van here, gives you a lot more space, especially when this is in bed mode. Got somewhere to sit. And speaking of that, I have a little flip up shelf here that I built that is a nice like little workstation or place to eat. This is kind of my spot in the morning where I usually have my coffee and wait for Anna to wake up before we head to the next spot. One thing that's kind of cool is our little ottoman here that is a good little footrest for either chair. And speaking of that, it's actually called the Potoman or the Van Can. Got a little strap here on the side, as you can see, and it is attached to the L-track there on the floor, so this thing doesn't go flying. But that is also our toilet. So this is a 2.6 gallon cassette toilet. A lot of people are weirded out by these things. I don't get that. It's got a little tank in the bottom. It's real simple. You put your little chemical in there, and you can do your business. Number 1, number 2, doesn't really matter. You need a toilet when you're in a van. It's super convenient. A lot of people get weirded out by them. I don't know. It's definitely a must-have. If you got to poop, you're on a trip. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go outside? Hang out with your friends behind a bush? No, get a cassette toilet. Don't be weird. All right, yeah, so that's our toilet. It's kind of modular. We can unhook it from the floor and like slide it underneath the couch there or what have you. And then underneath the passenger pedestal, seat pedestal, we got a diesel heater under there, just one of the Chinese diesel heaters. We've used it a couple times. As for the bed, this is kind of like 3 different configurations in this van. So this is like dinette mode. We got our Lagoon table there, which every Sprinter person should know what that is. It's basically a marine table that swivels around and disconnects, and you could store it away. I'll show you how in just a second. Yeah, so the rear dinette is really good for when like we want to cook a meal and actually have a place to sit and eat. We've used this for like tailgating at Supercross and things like that. You can fit like 8 or 10 people in here if you like that many people. But yeah, it works really good. It's fun for like hanging out and playing cards. We've had like late night card games in here with a lot of people. But yeah, I will disassemble all of this really quick and show you how all that works. But before I do that, I'm going to show you what's under there. So under this couch or bench or whatever you want to call it is our utilities. As you can see at the back here, we've got an electric water heater. That is a DC converter charger. It's our fuse block. just a distribution for AC. That is a transfer switch for when we're plugged into shore power, our inverter. This is a 300 amp hour lithium battery, and battery shunt, fuses, all that sort of thing. And this is a 20-gallon fresh water tank. I'll be probably doing some more videos on all the systems and how everything works, maybe at a later date. Drop a comment below if you want to hear more about that. But yeah, so this panel comes off. I got these little thumb screws on here that keep it from flying around when we're driving. So when we get to where we're going, we usually just throw those in that little storage pocket. I will pull this Lagoon table off real quick. So that just folds up like so, and then you can store that away. We actually don't use this table that often. Most of the time we just use that shelf on the end of the galley up there, but when we do use it, it folds up nicely. And when we want it out of the way, I just kind of set it right there on these little L-track hooks. And obviously we don't drive around with it like that. I just put it back on the end of the bench there. But yeah, it stores up nicely. So when we get to where we're going and we don't want to use dinette mode and it's ready to set up the lower bed, we just take this panel, slide that over, take our cushions and put them to the middle. Those just snap to the wall. And then all 4 cushions fit nice and tight in there, wall to wall. A lot of people ask, do you feel the separations in the cushions? No. Once you put a blanket on there, all this memory foam that's inside these cushions just kind of squishes together, and it's really comfortable. And there is our lower bed. It's somewhere between a queen and king size. I'm 6'2", and my feet don't hang off the end. We can both stretch out and have plenty of space. And when going to bed at night, we use our tablet mounted to a little mount that it's like a rim mount, and it goes into the L-track. Made that little adapter. Yeah, this bed is super comfortable. We've been experimenting with like collapsible like bedding, like this kind of stuff. It's kind of like sleeping bag material. Get out gear is what it's called, and I'll leave a link in the description. But we've been experimenting with that so we don't have like such big bulky like blankets and pillows and things like that, because in this small of a van, every little space is valuable. Okay, now that you've seen the lower bed mode, I'm gonna fold everything up and show you how I get bikes in here. Okay, so going from lower bed mode, I usually take the 2 small cushions and I stack them there. Put that center panel away underneath. I would put those thumb screws on if I was driving away, which I'll do later. I don't need to do that right now. And then I take my other cushion and I just toss it up there, and then I mount the table back on here. And then this bed or couch, whatever you want to call it, folds up. The legs fold down, and I just have this little clip right here that holds it clipped to the wall. Keeps it from falling down. So as you can see, this opens up the back of the van significantly. You can put all kinds of cargo in here. You can go Lowe's, you can put some sheets of plywood or lumber, but more importantly, you can put bikes in here. I usually can put one bike here, and then I stagger the other one in this fashion. I take this little tether that we have on the toilet just in case, and I take the toilet and I just kind of swivel it around there. So yeah, when we pull a bike in here, I usually use this D-ring and then that little guy right there that's on the L-track to tie the bikes down. And I usually go 2 on the handlebars and then 1 on the foot peg to like somewhere on the floor on the L-track. And then same thing with the bike at the back. So then the third mode is this portable platform bed. This doesn't always stay up here, but I don't know, kind of lately it has. It's just nice. It's a nice place to store it and out of the way. But these IKEA Scorva beams go in 4 locations all the way across here, and then the panels go on top and we screw them down. I'll do a quick time-lapse video here to show you how I've done that in the past. So the platform bed is kind of the most handy function of this van. When we go on long trips, it's really nice to have the bikes in here that are super secure. It kind of gives us a garage. We have some LED lights on the bottom of the L-track that turn on, that kind of illuminate the garage storage area. But yeah, it sets up in about 5 minutes. It's not something that we necessarily put up and take down when we're on a trip. So if we're going on a long trip, or like I said, we have the bikes, like the mountain bikes in here, we'll set that up beforehand and we'll just leave it in that mode. And yeah, it doesn't take too long, and it's pretty convenient. Got some charge ports back here for charging our phones at night. We got a whole bank of charge ports along the side of the galley here. Gotta have those. Got 110 outlets kind of everywhere in this van. That's one thing I don't know, probably shouldn't even have done. We don't ever use AC power in a van. Now the only thing that we use that's AC is our water heater. Everything else we've tried to conserve and use everything, like change everything over to 12 volt, even all the camera chargers and everything's 12 volt. So yeah, I don't know, we have them if we need them, but I don't ever use them. As far as lighting, we've got 2 zones. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 lights, and these front 4 are on a switch, and the rear are on their own switch, or you can obviously have them all on, and we have them on a dimmer as well, which the dimmer, they're probably gonna look like they're flickering right now on the camera, but they don't. Same thing under the galley. We've got 3 of those for underneath there. We've let's see, we got paper towel holder here. We've got our plastic champagne glasses because we like champagne and mimosas. Under this side is a storage box. Keep like tow straps. That's our shore power cord, ratchet straps, that sort of thing in there. What else? We've got carbon monoxide detector. You gotta have that anytime in a van. We've got our Max Air fan up here. We've got the remote mounted on the wall. That's super nice. That's our controller for our heater. So you've now pretty much seen the whole van. You're probably wondering where our shower's at. So we have a portable shower. We have a dog pool that I did not bring, but I'll put up some pictures and show you. It's a portable collapsible dog pool that goes right here on the floor. In the floor we have a what I like to call a floory hole, but it's basically just a drain, a cap that unscrews from the floor, and it just drains to the bottom of the van. We use the again, we use the biodegradable soap, so we're good there. So for our shower enclosure, we got this right here. It is a collapsible shower curtain, 4-sided shower curtain. Then not shown is the drain pan, obviously, but it's usually underneath there. And then when it comes time for a shower head, like I said, this pulls out. I usually like to have a little extra slack. This pulls out 6 feet, but it's nice to have more, so I put this little attachment on there. And we've got a shower head with an extra, I don't know, 6 more feet or so. But yeah, you just set your hot and cold water to whatever temperature over the sink, shut your shower head off, throw it over there, get in, and take a shower, do your business. Yeah, having an indoor shower is a game changer. Anybody could shower out of the back of their van or truck, but I gotta say, even when it's nice weather outside and you're wet, you get cold. The breeze sucks. So Explore Outfitters is the company that makes this. They make window covers and a couple other things, but super high quality product. Go check them out. I'll leave a link below to the whole shower, indoor shower, portable shower build that's on my blog. There's a couple more details that I probably left out. Okay, and last but not least, the cockpit area. I put the seats back in forward facing mode. I will show you what I have up here. We have these switches. Those are for our off-road lights. I put a little tiny push on, push off switch next to our headlight switch, and that turns the rear lights in the very back of the van on and off. So when you're cruising down the road and you don't want to be blinded, but like say we heard something fall and Anna wanted to go check on it, I can just hit that switch and I'm not blinded when I'm driving down the road, and Anna can see where she's going to do whatever it is she's got to do. So another thing that I put in up here is a backup camera and dash camera all in one. So this is pretty cool. It records front and rear, but most importantly rear, because we have no rear windows. But this, you can adjust the position of it up and down. I'll put a link for this. I'll put a link for this in the description. I talked about it on my blog. But you can control the brightness. It's all touchscreen. So yeah, this thing comes in super handy going down the road. Like, not having the rear windows makes it kind of difficult when you're driving down the highway, but that makes it super convenient. All right, guys, that wraps up the tour of our 2016 Sprinter van. Hopefully it answered any questions you might have had. If it didn't, drop them in the comments below. I'll get back to you. You can also check out my blog, livelikepete.com. I'll put a link in the description. That's where I've documented the entire build 4 years ago when I built this, so I know everything about it. If you got a question, that will probably answer your question, like I said, or hit me up. I will get back to you. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Lots more videos to come. See you guys on the next one.